The reaction of Priscilla's family to her decision to wear the hijab was not very much different from their reaction to her embracing Islam.
And I was afraid in the beginning because I didn't know about the reaction of people. My mom in the beginning said, okay, do you have to wear it always, all the time? I said, yes, it's something I want to do to come closer to God, to come further in my religion. My father said, yeah, why don't you let her? Because that's her choice. So if she wants to do that, then we have to be supportive.
My family accepted it. It took a long time, probably another couple years for them to accept that, because it was something that they felt set me apart from them, that it made me look different than them. Like I wasn't part of the family because I look so different. And that was hard for them. It took a long time for them, like I said, a couple years to accept that change. But now sometimes my mom even buys me scarves, and she'll put my picture, even with me wearing hijab, in our family Christmas card photos that they send out to all their friends. And so at this point, they've accepted me the way I am, and they realize that Islam makes me happy, and wearing hijab for me is part of Islam. So it was a process. It took a long time, but I was able to just stick with it, and things did change for the better. I did lose some friends when I converted, when I wore hijab. But to me, those people weren't true friends. People that are true friends will be able to understand the changes that you make, and they'll be able to accept you for who you are. And I do have a lot of great friends that I've had from childhood and that are still my friends, no matter what change I go through.
The work life when you become a Muslim, especially in a European country, always has some challenges because you wear the headscarf, the hijab. Sometimes I had to leave my work on the side and start answering questions about the hijab. I say, okay, can we finish our work first and talk about the headscarf after? Because I'm very busy and I have to go. They always pay attention to the outfit. And this is very humiliating for women generally in the world, not only for Muslim women. It's very, very nasty when I see this coming from women. I see women who discriminate other women because of their outfits, what they wear, not who they are, what they believe in, if they're righteous, if they're educated, if they can offer to the world, if they can offer to the society, if they can benefit the world, but what they wear. And this is a crime.
I mean, it would be interesting to do a study of the relation between the hijab that Muslims wear and the dress that nuns wear, because I think it was in the 60s that Catholicism abolished the requirement of dress for nuns in the West. But now there's a movement of nuns to go back to some kind of what we call headscarf or head covering. So it'd be interesting to do, but I haven't seen a study yet comparing the movement for return to conventional covering among both Catholics and Muslims.
Dr. Layla wasn't to know that I have been doing exactly that, especially in churches around the world. When I'm asked about the hijab, I ask them in turn, who of them has ever seen a woman wearing hijab before? And of course, all of them raise their hands. Then I ask, who among you has ever wondered why they wear it? And 90% of them raise their hands. Then I show them this picture. Then I ask, do you know who she is? Yes, they answer, Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ. Then I show them this picture and I ask, who is she? They say, Mother Teresa, the Nobel Peace Prize laureate. Then I ask them, may we say that in your eyes these are the best two women? And they say yes. Then I show them a picture of a Muslim woman and I ask them what is common to these three images. They say the hijab. All three are covered except for faces and hands. And I say, excuse me, a minute ago you were asking me why Muslim women dress like that?